Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the TNT podcast. As always, it's Tyler Layfield, joined by my co-host here, Torres Finney. How's it going, Torres?
What's up, Tyler? Man, I am happy after just watching.
I know you are.
I am enjoying and I am loving. I mean, boy, as y'all know, I am a Mavs fan. Go Mavericks, go. My favorite player is Dirk Nowitzki. But it looks like it's about to start changing. Cause that boy Luka Doncic, man. Woo, 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 woo. Bro, I am lit right now. And I'm not gonna lie, in our previous podcast when we talked about the NBA, I said it myself. I said, I got the Clippers in 5.
Okay.
Hope we can steal another. And boy, what we just saw, I mean, we got the series tied. And This is without Porzingis. I mean, it's so much, man. It's so much, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that.
To start off with, so what a crazy series right now. So we start off with game 1, Porzingis getting 2 technicals and getting kicked out of the game. Definitely changing the outcome there, right? Was a monstrosity of a call by the refs. I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, these refs cannot be doing this where they're just tossing out technicals left and right. Because it's going to mess things up. And we start off with that. The Clippers end up pulling it out, right? And that how it ended up going down. Then game 2, Luka ended up getting ankle. Messing
that was game 3.
Or is that game 3? Game 3.
Game 2, the Mavs blew him out. And then, game 3, he hurt his ankle, and that actually stopped.
I thought that was going to be bad.
Run. That was a big-time run that they was having, and the Clippers pulled it out. And he was like, well, and I was thinking like today, I was like, hopefully. And then when I saw Porzingis not playing, I was like, with knee soreness.
Late scratch, man. Literally game time, they ended up scratching him.
And I said, oh, man, well, I was like, well, if the Mavs don't win today, it's over. I just don't see it happening. And once again, which we will get to, but again, Luka Doncic put the team on his back.
You ain't kidding.
Boy, and also, let me give out another shout-out. Trey Burke.
Jerry Burke.
Trey Burke.
Wooden Award winner, man.
Man, I haven't known much about him ever since he came back from Michigan. And then I remember when the Mavs picked him up, I said, okay, that'd be a good little piece to have for us. But boy, he had a phenomenal game. He had 23 points this past game. But I'm also, just be honest. Now, yes, I love the Mavs. And one thing I do worry about is our defense. We still give up a lot of points. We give up a lot of easy baskets. But offensively, we're really good. But the main thing I want to get at is, because this is probably going to hurt my pick overall.
Go ahead.
I did pick the Clippers to win the finals. But Paul George.
Oh, my God. Pandemic P. Is what they're calling him. That's what they're calling him now, Pandemic P. Hey, where's this man at? What is wrong with Paul George right now, man? If I'm a Clippers fan right now, I'm getting a little bit nervous because
I am nervous.
Not only is he playing bad, but man, it doesn't look good when he's icing that same shoulder that I'm pretty sure that's the one he messed up when he was with OKC, right?
Yes, it is.
It's not a good sign, man. It's not a good sign.
You sit there and look, and you sit there and say, okay. I was a little worried because I saw Kawhi in overtime. He literally put that team on his back.
He did.
Not even before overtime, in the fourth quarter. The Clippers, they were down by 8 points with 2 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
He made a 3. I think Lou Williams hit a 3, and then he hit that bank shot. I mean, that shot in the post, bang, bang. I mean, he put the team on his back.
Yeah.
And then overtime scored 2 back-to-back baskets, and then Lou Williams scored 1, and then he passed the ball.
Lou Williams was big. He had to carry the weight that Paul George couldn't.
Big-time game, yes. Passed the ball to Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris hit that 3, bang. And now I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, Kawhi is putting the team on his back. He in the defense. You saw that block shot. I think whoever came in with that weak layup, he destroyed it. Like, Kawhi is playing up the par, and the team, I mean, they're playing a really good offensive team. Like, I truly believe this. The Clippers are they're playing a tougher team that they're going to play in the next round. I believe that. I think that
you could be right
there. Play out of the Jazz or the Nuggets. I'm not going to.
I wouldn't sleep on him, though. I wouldn't sleep on him. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But I wouldn't sleep on him yet. But I will say this. What I've seen from the Jazz and the Nuggets game, they're based off a game of runs. I mean, you saw the Nuggets beat that team by freaking 30 the first game. Now the Nuggets don't know what the heck is going on because they're getting destroyed in back-to-back games. It's crazy. To me, I think the Clippers aren't going to be that way because I don't think the offensive weapons aren't as the same as the Mavs. The Mavs have multiple weapons right now, and I don't think they have a player that is as versatile as Luka for the Jazz. And if the Nuggets have their big man, but they can slowly take them. I mean, Montrezl Harrell, he can slowly get a man out of his game. I think the Clippers would have an easier round next if they make it. If they make it.
It's up in the air right now, man.
It's still up in the air. But if they make it, I think the Clippers have a better chance against the Nuggets or the Jazz than they have in the Mavs. I think this Mavs series, I said it before. Whoever the Mavericks were going to play first was going to have it's going to be who? I wanted to play the Nuggets first. I wanted the Nuggets to get the 2 seed because I was really confident in the Mavericks beating the Nuggets. Yeah. Now, the Clippers, I went as confident, but I knew the Clippers were going to struggle. So, I think this is the last game the Mavs get, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I hope it goes 7 to give us a one-shot chance because you never know. Anything can happen.
Dude, you got to think. This was without Porzingis today. I know you don't want to get your hopes up, but give yourselves a little bit more credit than that. You guys, y'all can push this to 7. And, hey, game 7, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
You're right.
I think it can go down, man. I'm going to have to eat my crow here. Like, I know I haven't came out publicly and said what I've thought a little bit about Luka. In some points, I kind of get like Logan is about Patrick Mahomes, where is this guy kind of overrated? You hear all these people talk about Luka. Hallelujah. Everything about Luka.
Unanimous bubble first teamer.
Yeah. And it's just like, we haven't seen him in playoffs yet, but now he's really proven that he can really hit those big shots when it really, really matters, on a hurt, leg. In overtime against the number 2 seed in the West, right? Like it's just like against the reigning Finals MVP of all people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He did good. I've always kind of held it against him a little bit. These guys are always going to get compared. Trae Young and Luka, both of them great offensive players. Both of them have their defensive shortcomings, I guess you could say there. And I was just always like, why isn't Trae Young getting a little bit of this same kind of hype? But it's because he hasn't got his team to the playoffs, and he hasn't uplifted, like you've told me in the past, he hasn't uplifted his teammates to the point that Luka has yet. But hey, here I am today. Luka, you're awesome. You're doing good, baby. I hope you make it past the next round. I really do. I hope you make it to the next round.
And you know what? One of the main things I also look at it like this. I look at the Hawks management and I say, you have just thrown away another big-time player. You literally had in your grasp. You had Luka Doncic.
They could have done it. They could have very well done it.
Traded him for Trae Young
and a
because of the
pick.
hype. You listen, and I'm also throwing this too. You heard guys like LeBron advocating for him or other guys saying, why y'all didn't get Trae Young or Trae Young with this type of hype player? He's the next upcoming Steph Curry. And you could make a case. The man shoots from anywhere on the court. I agree. The man is hard to stop. But
that's exactly what they were going for when they were doing that. They were banking on the fact that this guy was going to be the next Steph Curry.
You have a 6'8", 6'9", I don't know however tall he is, point guard. Let's be honest. This man, point guard. There you go. This man can dribble. He has great ball handling skills. He can shoot from anywhere in the court. That was a deep 3.
It was.
It was behind the back.
Yeah, he loves that step back. He won't shoot a 3 unless it's a step back. Well, let me get that right too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he loves them step back 3s, bro.
So that's a confident, and he was confident in that shot.
Oh yeah.
And, and they didn't even need that shot. All they did was 1.
Yeah.
They only needed 1. And a layup, and they would have won the game. But he took that 3 and bang. So I will say this. Yes, the Clippers are in some deep trouble. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond because this is a big-time game. And these are the type of games where you see where your big players come through. I was one of those guys that said, I was saying that Westbrook was probably holding back Paul George because Paul George actually didn't play bad last year for the Thunder when they played the Trailblazers in the playoffs. He was having 25 points per game. he was playing great. You also remember he was in running for being MVP and defensive player of the year.
Yeah, they were talking about it, man. He was a great defensive player.
He was playing really good. So randomly out of nowhere, it just became a little shocking when the playoffs comes and you have a great player beside you that can do about the same, if not better, the same game as you, and you're not playing up the par. You shooting 2 for 11. Shooting 2 for 11. You starting the game up 1 for 9. Like, man,
he's bound to bounce back one of these games. He's due for one at some point, and he's hearing all this, no doubt about it. He's hearing all the backlash right now. He's been making some posts regarding it, so he's hearing it. The pressure's on. It's just a matter of, is he going to, to go down to that level, or is he actually going to rise above this? And we'll have to see. Let me ask you this question, though. So, actually, let me say one thing before I ask it. But I remember when we were talking about the Clippers in our prediction podcast, right? We were going about how they're so deep, how they have so many players. Yes. Yeah, they have a deep bench. Yes. And one thing I forgot to add that, should go saying, when you get to playoffs, when you get to this level in the postseason, it don't matter exactly how deep your bench is. Most of the time, these teams end up going to 7-man, 8-man rotations. You only got 3 guys most of the time coming off a bench for real playoff. I mean, you got to think, the Raptors last year, they only had, I think it was Ibaka coming off the bench, Norman Powell, and to be honest with you, that was about it. Coming off the bench, they had like a 7-man rotation. They beat the Warriors. Do you think that having all these mouths to feed, do you think that will somehow play to their demise a little bit?
I can actually see that case a little bit, Tyler, because
it's interesting take.
I mean, you do have a lot of great players. I mean, you had Reggie Jackson. You had, guys like Patrick Beverly didn't play today, but then you had a guy like Lou Williams. Lou Williams, didn't he score like 30 points today?
So like 39. He went off.
30, yeah. I mean, bang. So you had Lou Williams, but see, Lou Williams come off the bench. And you had 2 players that average 18 points per game. Montreal Harrell averaged 18 points. Lou Williams, 18 points. So then you throw in Reggie Jackson. Then you throw in Paul George, Kawhi, who's going to get there at least 25s. So you look at that, it's like maybe that could be. And then they have so much confidence. See, when you have a deep bench, you have a lot of confidence in those players, so you don't play your stars as much. And then when you depend on guys like I'm dependent on a Paul George. So Paul George now. I'm dependent on a Lou Williams now. Now I'm dependent on the Montrezl Harrell. When sometimes those guys they're not playoff type high level players. They're not going to give you no 30 points like Lou Williams. Now Lou Williams can, but Montrezl Harrell, you're going to depend on a 30-point game for him. Are you? No, you depend on that from a Paul George. So when my star player's not playing, and I got to depend on my bench players and my role guys to give me the production, to put up the production numbers that Paul George isn't, that hurts my team overall. And now you're playing a high offensive team in the first round. I understand if you're playing a defensive team, but you're playing a team that's the number one, and number 2 top scoring teams in the bubble since it started.
Yeah.
Like they average 120 a game. So the Mavs, you gonna need to score. If you ain't stopping Luka, you in trouble. Then let's throw in Porzingis. You are in trouble if you're not stopping these guys. And let's say you can't go score for score with them. That's what hurt a lot of teams with the Warriors. A lot of teams with the Warriors, they couldn't beat them because they couldn't score with them. Even I understand it's already harder to defend them. The only team that I saw that was able to score with them was with the Rockets. And then you saw when the Rockets went cold, it was over with.
It was that, you can't do it, man. Once you start slipping, there ain't no coming back from it.
There's no coming back from it.
One more. Yeah. Let me ask you one more cool question here. All right, because I saw some talk about this on Twitter. Do you think? All right, so we all know what happened this offseason. Kawhi was a free agent. Supposedly, it was down to the Lakers or the Clippers, right? He could have picked to go play with LeBron and AD, or he could choose to go play, or get Paul George to come in, and play with him and with the Clippers. So, do you think he may be regretting this decision?
No.
No. Okay.
And I would say this: now a lot of people, let's say this, when you're on the playground, when you're on the play court, you try to get the best players on your team.
Okay.
When you're on the playground on the court, you don't sit there and think, well, they're gonna think of me bad because I got Tyler on the team and he's the best player on the court. They don't. Nobody think about like that.
You just want to win.
You just want to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the NBA, that's a little different, and it hurts legacy because everybody. I ain't gonna lie. Let's just be honest. Everybody try to compare everything to Michael Jordan, and anything that somebody did, they try to compare it to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won it like this. When in all honesty, he had a great role player, and all it could have been a star out of Scottie Pippen. He had a really good second player. So everybody gonna try to say, well, if Kawhi would have went, that would have been the weakest move ever. And that probably would have been in Kawhi's mind.
Yeah.
Because let's think about this, bud. What team in the history of NBA basketball would have been able to stop Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard?
It wasn't that's why I thought that it was going to be such an easy year. No, I'm saying it would have been easy. It would have been barbecue chicken done.
And see, but that's the type of pressure you got now.
Yeah.
If let's say if they did come together and they did win the championship, every single one of their resume, they can keep on winning championship for the rest of their career until they retire. It would have always been brought up. Y'all all three was on the same team in your primes. Now LeBron probably is on the back end of his prime, but he's still a top player. But you got Anthony Davis and Kawhi in their prime, and LeBron, and you don't win, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's next level type stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's not even. That's unfathomable. Like I can think that. There's no way. Like right now, I'm thinking that the Lakers, when Anthony Davis and LeBron plays, when they're in that top game, I ain't gonna lie, there's nobody in the league that can stop them. No. When they're on their game, I don't care who it is. Clippers, Paul George, Kawhi. But the reason why I picked the Clippers is because of how deep they can go. When sometimes like you've seen in the Trailblazers, sometimes when Davis is only scoring 9 points, 10 points, and he just can't get going. Okay, now the Clippers got multiple guys that can outweigh the production what Anthony Davis is doing. But I mean, you have to look at it in this way. I look at it like this. To me, LeBron put some fire under those Lakers and said, "Look now. Yes, the Clippers are a really good team. Yes, they're a top 8 seed team. They're really good. Overall, they're really good. But what hurts the Trailblazers is what's obvious, the big man. They ain't got nobody to compete with Anthony Davis. Nurkic, I mean, bro, it's a struggle.
He was gassed. Dude, Nurkic, let's just go into that a little bit. Yeah, we'll jump into that series real quick. But but they're running the court, and he can't keep up. And right now, I hate to say it, it's a weird thing to say, but they're really missing Zach Collins at that 4 spot because right now they're being forced to play Whiteside at the 4, and you're going ultra big there. You have neither Nurkic can't hit a 3 here or there, but let's be real, you're going to probably give him that. Yeah, we're going to let him take those shots. If you're the Lakers, we're going to let Nurkic, if you want to take that, have at it. We'll take our bet by covering Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, right? Well, the only other option they have is playing Wenyen Gabriel at the 4, who gets into constant foul trouble, and he's really kind of a liability. Anthony Davis, he just takes him in the post and does what he wants. It's easy all day. And with Zach Collins, you would have had a decent little defender, somebody that can kind of stretch the floor a little bit. I'm not saying he'd be the difference, but he'd definitely make a little bit of of something to keep it closer or whatnot. But it's been a good series so far. I love the defensive strategy that LA's came out with, absolutely making Dame and CJ earn every inch of that court. Caruso and KCP have been in their faces the whole entire night. I mean, sometimes they give some stupid penalties, but man, like it's great defense from the Lakers end, and I think they close this out here. I think two more games, it's over. Call it a day.
You think it ends in 5?
Oh yeah.
I think it ends in 5. I said Lakers in 6. I think Trailblazers. I truly believe Trailblazers are going to do something to get the next one.
They might. They're going to put it all out there, but they've been
all out. Being down 3-1 to LeBron is nothing you want to be at.
No,
against any team, to be honest with you, but surely not against LeBron. I think that's almost an automatic elimination.
Yeah.
So,
what have been your takeaways from the series?
I mean, my takeaway from the series has been, for one, the Trailblazers have nobody big enough. They're just too small right now. I think they have nobody that can guard Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, when he is on his game, the only game they won is when he was off. Yeah. Now, yes, we've only played 3 games, and we'll see. Oh, yes, we're recording this on Sunday, so we'll get this on Tuesday. But overall, we'll see what happens tomorrow for game 4. But
game 4, they can't lose when they break out them Black Mamba jerseys, bro. You gotta think that.
Now they can't lose.
Come
like
on
that.
now, they can't be losing that. That's bad for the league.
Yeah. See, that's something right there that I like to think about. Tomorrow is Kobe Day. Yeah. It is Kobe Day in LA. Yeah, the series over, but the series over.
There you go. They ended it right there.
The series over.
See ya. Goodbye. Yeah, all that hype.
I'm about to see so much ESPN stuff about, well, look at LeBron and like Kobe, and I'm about to see all on Kobe
honoring
Day.
Kobe and all this, yeah.
Dropped 40, 2018 on Kobe Day. You about to see something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be something big. I expect this to be done in 5 now. I've liked what I've seen them do in that bounce back. They could have won game 1. They made some stupid mistakes. But hey, they've learned from it. They've gotten out the jitters, and I think it's done. So next thing up, let's go to this one on the plate. Today, Boston and Philly. Boston closed it out in 4 games, completed the sweep against the 76ers, and that leaves us in a spot now. And I know this has been something that's been lingering, but where do the 76ers go from here? Do they trade one of their key guys, Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid? Or, right now they have too much money on the books. It's crazy that just a week ago we were talking about the preview and they're already done, literally a week from now. They've been swept. I thought they would at least put up a fight, but
me too, man.
When you're paying, I saw a tweet. I think Bobby Marks put it out there. He's, big NBA analyst when it comes to like contracts and all that stuff. But the other night, I think it was in game 2 or game 3, Tobias Harris and Al Horford combined for like 9 points. And on the books, each of them cost the team, like together, I think it was like $64 million just this year alone between the 2 of them or something like that, man. The fact that you're paying those 2 mediocre guys right now that aren't coming out to play in these playoffs that much money, it really should make you feel uneasy if you're a 76ers fan out there about what the future holds.
Well, I look at it like this. I mean, right after the game, they asked Joel Embiid, what are your thoughts about, the upcoming offseason for the 76ers? He said, I don't make these decisions. I'm here in Philly. I just want to see what happens. The way he said it seemed like he was so uncertain. He said he always wanted to end his career here, and if it does, and he said this, and I quote, if it doesn't happen, well, you got to move on and all that stuff. That's what he said. So in the offseason, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid will not be playing together, and if they are, Brett Brown will no longer be the head coach.
Yeah, he's going for good anyway. I think he's going either way.
Yeah, he's going either way, in my opinion, as well. I think this team was really good. I mean, you had last year to me was the time that they should have had the opportunity to win.
One bounce away, man, from moving on out of that round.
You throw in the Kawhi bounce, yes. But last year, you remember those spurts where Joel Embiid was a little soft. Mm-hmm. He was soft inside in the paint. He would shoot so many freaking threes. And we was like, dude, you're the biggest man on the court. Yeah. Utilize that size. Then you have Ben Simmons not able to shoot. Then you had Jimmy Butler struggling. So you had all these 3 guys on the team together, and you didn't win it. And it took them 7 games, but you didn't win it. And now the next year you had bring in Al Horford. You let go of Butler, but you bring in Al Horford. You had Tobias Harris, who's starting to come out.
Maxed him out.
Yes. You got guys like Josh Richardson, and you had Milton. You had a lot of key pieces. Yeah. That you would have said the 76ers is going to be a contender in the East. But you were a 6-seed team, and then you got swept in the first round. And not saying now this Celtics team is pretty good, but I thought I would have saw more of a fight. Mm-hmm. We all thought we predicted the Celtics to win, but we thought we would have saw a fight.
5 or 6 at least. I thought it might go 5 or 6 games just based off the big men alone.
This shocked me, and that shows more a testament to the Celtics because this next series is going to be really good. The Celtics and the Raptors, I just saw something that just came up. Kyle Lowry sprained his ankle, but it looked like he'll be fine because
Mm-hmm.
Both of these teams about to sweep. They're sweeping both of them. They both.
Yeah. They're gonna have some time off for a little bit.
They're gonna have
here.
time off. They both sweeping these guys because right now the Raptors up by 15 points.
Yeah.
So, I'll look at it like this: the 76ers have a lot of different pieces that they can bring in. But for you in a different NBA right now, and you got to be able to shoot the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a guy like Joel Embiid, you need to still utilize that in the paint. Even like the Mavs, even though Porzingis can shoot threes, he still uses that size in the paint, and he is still dominant. Anthony Davis the same way. I mean, that's the reason why they beat. He's too big for him in the paint when they go small.
Definitely.
So, and yes, everybody knows Anthony Davis can shoot, no question on that. But nobody can stop him in the paint. And that's what hurts guys like Joel Embiid. And it's interesting to see, man. It's really interesting to see. So I can't.
I think they're gonna have to make obviously some big changes. I think Ben Simmons ends up getting traded. There's already some interest out there from other teams. AKA, I've heard Cleveland Cavaliers have been juicing up a package for that, which would give them some pieces that they can maybe package with, say, Tobias Harris, say, and now Horford with that big contract to get them out and to maybe bring another piece in that could be beneficial. I think you probably will see Al Horford on a different team too, by the way.
So who you ticket? So do you think there would ever ship Joel Embiid to the West?
I don't see them getting rid of him. I think he's their best piece. They know that. He knows that. I don't know. He said he wants to play there. I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade him. I would keep him because he's arguably the best big man in the game. You can make arguments there. But I'm trying to get one of those big contracts off now. It was obviously a big mistake to pay both of those guys that amount of money. I know why you did it. You were desperate, but now it's time you got to reconcile that. And I think they're going to end up getting Al Horford probably out. So one of those two, but my guess would be Al Horford. He played bad. It has been a non-factor. I'm getting him out. I'm seeing if I can get something back. I don't expect them to be gone right away. I think they might still be competing for playoff spots next year. We'll just have to. It's going to be a whole different team.
It's going to be a whole different team, man. It's just not. I don't know, man. He Embiid said after the game. He said, "I can be dominant down low, but then again, to help the team, it's not always about me." And he don't always play up to his potential, man. Mm-hmm. He said he got to be able to space the floor out, and I just don't think that's how you should utilize him.
They don't have any floor spacers, so I understand him wanting to take that role on. They don't. I mean, they tried, man. They ended up picking Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson up at the trade deadline, but I mean, you saw how well that worked. I mean, they tried their best to try to get guys. It ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Feel bad for the 76ers.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different team. So, what about these other matchups? So let's clear up the East real quick. It looks like it looks like the Bucks are about to come back against the Magic. Magic look like they're just about done.
Yeah.
And
I think they're going to establish that.
They shocked us game one, but it looks like it looks like the series is over now. So I don't think we have to worry much about that. And then what we thought was going to be a closer matchup, the Heat and the Pacers. The Pacers have not really put up much of a fight. I mean, they've made these games somewhat close, but the Heat look really, really good. And Zach is looking – I mean, I'm not going to say that they could upset the Bucks, but they have a little bit of a shot there, man. From what I'm seeing from them, they could push the Bucks.
And you know what? It shocked me a little bit because right now I picked the Pacers in 7. And it looks like to me that's not going to be happening at all.
No, down 3-0, it's done.
They're down. I thought T.J. Warren, the way he has played in the playoff, in the bubble from the beginning, I thought it was going to translate to the playoffs. Yeah, it's a whole different player now. Jimmy Butler, man, boy, he said he's finally on a team that he fully enjoys. Mm-hmm. He said everything that is going on with him right now, he said this is the best team he ever played on. Wow. And I can see it. Like the way that he's playing. And you would have thought, let go on the Hassan Whiteside, that would have hurt the Heat. Mm-hmm. No, they're looking much better. Oh, yeah. They're looking really good. And they're a really top defensive team. So that's going to be a big-time question when you see them play the Bucks now. I don't know I don't know yet. I still have to do some more watching. I have to see that first game when they play the Bucks. But you ask that question, man, all right, they're going to play this type of defense against Giannis. I mean, because Giannis, his last game, this man only missed one shot. The man missed one shot and dropped 35 points.
Yeah.
So
I could see it, man. Zach said it in the last one. Bam Adebayo could. I mean, I think he is good enough defensively to at least make it tough on Giannis. And then we got to think about that trade deadline acquisition of Andre Iguodala. I wouldn't rule him out from maybe making a difference. I'm not going to say that he could do perfect against Giannis, but I think he would do enough to make him work for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get in there, get rough and rowdy with him, make him work a little bit. And then Jimmy can step in front of that. But man, Spoelstra's been messing around with this lineups here recently, and I really like this one lineup he trots out there where it's like I think it's Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, Iguodala at the 4, Jimmy Butler at the 3, and Bam Adebayo at the 5. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know how teams are supposed to, especially the way that Dragic has been playing.
He's been playing. He had 24 points last game.
He's been going off. At times he looks unstoppable. And then Duncan Robinson has been deadly from 3. And Tyler Hero has looked like a great draft pick for them here recently.
Yes.
My God, man.
Yes. I mean, they literally had last game, Butler had 27. Bam Adebayo had 24. Goran Dragic had 24. Robinson had 15. Hero had 20. Iguodala played 28 minutes. Great defense. I mean, they got a nice squad. Like this is a type of squad.
Not to mention like Jay Crowder, Derek Jones,
yes,
Olynyk. You know, like those guys. They got guys, man.
You got guys that Now you don't pick these type of guys to win the championship, but you pick these type of guys to put some damage in the playoff. These type of guys that pick damage in playoff, they knock off guys that you don't expect them to knock off, and they are putting some work in on the Pacers. They're probably gonna put some work in on the Bucks. I can see them still a game or two from the Bucks. I don't think they'll beat them, but you never know. Yeah. I can see them.
Hey, if the Bucks come out playing like they did Game 1 against Orlando, they got another thing coming.
Yeah, but see, that's the funny thing about it. The Bucks, you can't start off slow now. And that's the thing with Giannis. Giannis, you need to get this real quick. I mean, you're a star player. You can't start out slow. Now he's starting to catch on. To me, I think he's gonna win MVP. And he's showing how he's starting to play now, and he's looking really good. He's taking over that series right now, and I think he's going to finish it on out. But when it comes to the Heat, you're going to play a better defensive team, man, and you got to be ready. You're going to have to be ready. And like you say, while we're already on this topic, let's get to the Raptors real quick.
Okay.
The Raptors right now, I mean, boy, the way that they're playing, their defense,
Van Vliet, he's about to get paid this summer, man. That he has been putting on a clinic.
Yes. My granddaddy said this. He said he thinks out of the East, he said this. He thinks the Raptors are going to go over the Bucks. He picked the Raptors over the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, and shout out to Nick Nurse getting Coach of the Year.
Thank you.
There you go.
As he should. But, yes, I mean, Fred VanVleet, Lowry, Ibaka, Powell, Siakam, Marc Gasol. I mean, they still got a squad now. They still got a squad. It's going to be a really good series between them in Boston, man. That's going to be a really good series.
Yeah. I'm going to like that. That one's got the potential to go 6-7. I think for sure.
6-7. Yeah, that's going to be a really good series.
Yeah, that's going to – Kemba's been playing up recently. Tatum's been – he's been getting back to his stride. Jaylen Brown's been stepping up. Marcus Smart. Yeah, like they're playing pretty good, man. Now, that's one team I would worry about depth. When Tice comes out of the game, he's already undersized as a big man. They have to throw in Cantor or Robert Williams, that's going to present some problems against guys like Ibaka and Marc Gasol. So I would think about that a little bit in Siakam as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But well, I want to touch on this one too because we briefly mentioned it earlier. Nuggets and Jazz, and I know you said that you wouldn't really be worried about either one of those guys, but man, Nuggets, they looked really, really good that game 1, like you said, where they just went ham. Murray came out, dropped a ton of points, ended up going to overtime. Great game. But these last 2 games, the Jazz have shown up and shown out. It's including the last game, man. It was an absolute rout. They tore up Denver. Denver looked absolutely humiliated they broke their spirits, man. The defense that the Jazz can play, like every now and then, when they are on it, bro. And even guys
They
like
are.
they got
They
Royce
are.
O'Neal, Joe Ingles, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson has been looking like a whole new player. Mike Conley came back from leaving the
Dude.
bubble and he showed out.
Yes.
Rudy Gobert locked up
Woo-hoo.
Jokic. Like it is. They look like a team. I'm being dead serious. The Jazz, hey, they could push whoever comes out of that Mavs Clippers game. I'm being dead serious that they could push it. I don't know about the Nuggets. The Nuggets defensively, I don't know if they've got what it takes to really hold in there. Their guards just, I don't know, man. It's just spotty defense. Murray ain't the worst in the world, but he's not the best. And then they're obviously missing Will Barton and Gary Harris. So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna just straight up and say this: that first game, the Nuggets won. You can go ahead and make a case that they shouldn't have won it.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell dropped 57 points that first game, and they actually it was a great plays by Jamal Murray. I mean, Murray played incredible down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's just go to the next two games. Game 2, 12 points.
Yeah, that is good.
Game 3, 14 points.
Yep.
So this man went from dropping 36 points to having only 36 points combined his last two games. So now I'm sitting here looking at what are you doing? And then I look at Jokic. I just go back to last game. Jokic only had 15 points. No, and last game
he got clamped,
12.
man. He got put in the torture chamber by Gobert.
Exactly. So now,
and they're not even hitting the boards, bro. They're not even going after any rebounds or anything.
It's look like it's becoming a mismatch. Paul Millsap, where you at?
Yeah,
I'm looking for you, bud.
Ship him out. Yeah, like missing person.
I was hearing all about this about Paul Millsap and all these guys. And like, yes, I knew the Nuggets had a good team, but like I was saying, bro, I don't fear the Nuggets. I don't think if the Mavs. That's why I said I wanted the Mavs to play the Nuggets from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe the Mavs would have beat the Nuggets.
I
have no doubt
would've...
in my mind. It probably would have took us more games.
Yeah.
I could have easily saw Mavs in 6 against the Nuggets in the series. With this team, yes, easily. Porzingis. Now, I think Jokic is a better player overall than Porzingis, but in the system that Porzingis is in with Luka, easily give me Porzingis.
Yeah.
And bro, right now, I go back and look, and you also remember throwing Jordan Clarkson for the Jazz. I mean, he stepped up as well.
Big time.
The Jazz overall, they're playing great defense, and they're playing some really good offense. And I look at it, the guys are not really doing well. I go to game 2. Paul Millsap only dropped 5 points.
Yeah, Millsap, he's a free agent this year. They best believe they're going to let him walk.
He's getting out of there.
Yeah.
They're depending on Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic and Murray to come through. Murray's not coming through.
3 guys Porter that they know are not going to be able to be good on defense through the series. Like, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So,
as I look at it, bro, it's weird. I think the Jazz might finish this. And I go back to old buddy. What was his name again?
Zach, Jazz fan, man. Zach. He's the only one that I think called it out of us for the Jazz to win it.
Zach, your Jazz are doing really well, bud. And like he said, he really wished that they could have swept them. They really could have swept. They could sweep the Nuggets. Yeah. In all honesty, they would have won game 1. I could have saw the Jazz winning tonight, and I think they will win tonight. I think Utah beats the Jazz tonight. I think Utah takes this series.
They're not there mentally. Denver is not there mentally. They don't look like they're ready for this. They're not ready for that jump just yet. The Jazz are well coached. They follow their system well. Like, you can tell, like, they're not switching on these picks, like on these screens or anything. Like, they're really man-to-man, and it's causing issues. They should close this out soon. I think you're definitely right.
Yes, I agree. I think Utah takes this series, and they're playing the Clippers or the Mavs, and that's going to be an incredible series between either one. Like, with me, I think the Clippers do a little better against Utah than I think my Mavs would. I'm probably still underestimate my Mavs.
I think you might be. You're trying to keep your hopes down so that you don't get too hurt.
I don't want to get hurt
a little bit.
I've been hurt on a lot of games.
I know, but you'll be fine, man. There's a bright future ahead, and I think they can actually maybe make a push this year. So we'll see.
I just hope we can do what we can do, and if we can find a way to beat the Clippers, man. Bang! I would love to see a Utah matchup, and I'm really confident. I think the Mavs can do it, but I'm not gonna jump there yet. I'm still sticking with a pick.
Yep.
Clippers. I still think the Clippers still do their thing, but we'll see. This next game will tell it all, in my opinion.
Okay.
This game will tell it all.
All right. So let's see. Last matchup that we haven't covered yet is the Rockets and Thunder. What have your thoughts been in that one?
The Rockets and the Thunders, I mean, right now, like I said earlier, I am shocked a little bit that Westbrook has not played. But as you said, they do not need him. James Harden has been playing phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal. Right now, the Thunder have been struggling a little bit trying to play the small ball game with the Rockets. The Rockets, I mean, last game, I think the Rockets gave that up more than the Thunders wanted. They really could. They could easily be up 3-0 right now.
Harden fouled out in overtime. That kind of hurt them.
Yeah,
so
that did. So I think the Thunder.
Chris Paul, he still got it, man. Chris Paul's so undervalued by people.
He is.
People sleep on him.
I really wish he could have got a ring, man. I just don't think he'll ever get one in his career, but I really wish he could have got one.
He's got to let go of his pride, take a little less money somewhere. But right now he can't because he's still under contract. Somebody's going to eat that contract.
And actually, another thing, how about Dennis Schroeder, bro? Dennis Schroeder has played phenomenally. He's in the running for being six-man player of the year.
He should get it.
You know, with two of the players that's on the Clippers.
Yeah.
So, and yes, he has a great case of getting it. Great case of getting it. But right now, I look at the Rockets. I mean, I look at Eric Gordon. I mean, he's playing phenomenal. Jeff Green, as you said, he's playing. P.J. Tucker. They got a lot of guys. Say it again.
Daniel House. He's been stepping up too.
Daniel House. That's another. Robert Covington. They have some guys that have been stepping up. That's been on the bench for the Warriors. I mean, that wouldn't really – a lot of these guys wouldn't get a lot of playing time if Westbrook was on the court. So it's been really interesting to see. And I like what you said. They winning this series without Westbrook give them confidence.
Yeah. Because
you going into that next series playing the Lakers or Blazers, I believe the Lakers, but you playing the Lakers, man, that could give you some – that small ball, I don't think they'll have the advantage because of the big man aspect from the Lakers. But the small ball game as what I can't think of the coach's name right now. Dang it, I can't think of his name right now. Mike D'Antoni. D'Antoni. He loves the small ball game. He loves the shooting the ball, shooting from three, fast-paced offense.
Yeah, quick offense.
He wants to get the Lakers to run. He wants the Lakers to run, and that will be his advantage.
They're used to running, though, man. They're used to running. They'll be fine.
Yeah, you would think.
I
think the Lakers like to run a little bit too. You got some offenses that like to slow the pace down. You know, I mean, like the Nuggets, the Jazz, they slow the pace down.
Yeah.
When you play high scoring offenses like the Rockets, these boys, they shoot. Now, all that matters is whether or not the Rockets are hot. Is do they have the hot hand? Are they on? Are they making shots? Not like last year when they missed 28 threes in a row or go freaking 0 for 15 from 3. You can't be doing that in a playoff game, especially not in this magnitude. Because let's be all honest, they could have beat the Warriors last year. They could have beat the Warriors
the year before.
Kevin Durant. So you can't be shooting like that. You can't be shooting like that and expect to win. I mean, if you want to get a chance at your ring, I mean, here you go, Rockets. I mean, this is your big-time opportunity because I truly believe you got the team that can do it. And when I think them having the opportunity to beat the Thunder in 5, depending on how long that Lakers and Trailblazers series go.
We'll see, man. Do you think they'll close it out here in the next 2 games?
I think so.
I think they can. I don't see the Thunder as the team that's just going to give up, though. And they're going to make them earn it. And they could push this to 6, maybe 7. I don't know. I'm not going to count them out just yet. I know they haven't been looking like they've been up to competition, but I know well enough not to really sleep on them, especially, like I said, man, I really like Chris Paul. Danilo Gallinari is a decent veteran. I like SGA as a young guy, young buck making his work in there, and then Steven Adams. I don't know, man. I could see them pushing this. I don't know. I think it goes 6. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that somehow the Thunder pull out maybe one more. That's what I think.
Okay. You think so? Well,
yeah.
I think it ends. I think they win tomorrow. They could win Game 5, but I think Rockets finish them on out. I think they beat
Yeah.
them in 5. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
Definitely. Fun first week of playoffs. We've already had one team eliminated. It looks like we're about to have another one right now as we speak. Toronto is up 113 to 87. Actually, scratch that, 116 to 87. We had a buzzer beater at the end of the third. So, yeah, we already got 2 teams moving on. That's the Celtics and the Raptors. They will be playing each other. And then, we've made our predictions on the rest. We'll have to see how that goes down. But any other topics you'd like to discuss real quick?
Oh no, man! As we said from the beginning, y'all, this playoff basketball is time. It is here, and I am excited.
Definitely.
We got a lot of big time games. We got to see what happens tomorrow. I mean, we always thinking about Damian Lillard finger, and you saw how he made 4 straight threes yesterday. He was fine. That finger ain't nothing wrong. It's playoff basketball. There's no excuses. That finger's fine, man. I can't wait to see tomorrow. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the Clippers and the Mavs, man. This is wild. I am a little bit shocked. I understated my team. I knew we had the offensive weapons. I didn't think we were going to be really good defensively, which we still haven't been. But it's enough to get these points going, man. And the reason why I look at that, because I looked at the way that the Mavs played late in games in the regular season. And Luka was like 0 for 10 in the fourth quarter when they're up by a certain amount of points or trying to get the lead or trailing. And we saw it today. Came in clutch. Big boy came in clutch today.
Definitely.
I'm enjoying to see what I'm seeing right now out of the Mavs. I'm enjoying what I see right now out of the Jazz. Celtics, I can't wait to see what let me tell you something. Celtics are a sleeper team. I don't know. I got to watch more. It's going to be really interesting to see who wins between them and the Raptors. But if they can get by the Raptors,
I'll go ahead and say, give me the Raptors in that. I'll take the Raptors. I think it'll be Raptors, and I'll say 6. That's what I'll go with. 2 great coaches going at it. I think at the end of the day, it might be the depth that ends up eating up the Celtics. When you got guys like Brad Wanamaker, coming in to take Kemba Walker's spot, Semi Ojeleye, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys like this, you can't rely on that in these big of games. Like, and they're going to have to ask their stars to play more, especially now that Gordon Hayward's out. So I do think that will make a difference. So go ahead and do that.
You're right on that. So.
All right.
It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll have to see how things look next week, man. We have to make some more projections. Yes. All right, man. Well, it was nice talking to you. It's good to go ahead and get some more talk out of the way with NBA here. It's been a fun week, man. I'm looking forward to this upcoming one. That's for sure. But all right, man. Well, you guys, thank you so much for listening in. Do yourselves a favor. Do us a favor. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at the TNT Podcast. And thank you guys for listening once again. We'll see you next time.